Reason number 2 to give up chronic dieting is that you're doing more harm than good. You're doing harm to your hormonal systems, and you're also doing harm to yourself psychologically and emotionally. So let's start with the hormonal piece of the puzzle. So the fitness industry likes to say calories in versus calories out. How many calories you take in versus how many calories you burn. Is there some truth to that? Yeah, there's truth to that. But what they fail to tell people is that it depends on the internal environment that those calories are processed in your body. Yeah, the internal hormonal environment. And that has a lot to do with age, gender, dieting history, medications, genetics. I mean, these are all factors in how your body decides to process calories. And let's look at the hormone component. So when you're a chronic dieter, you're messing with your hormone levels, even the hormones that regulate hunger. Let's look at that for just a second. So when they did an evaluation of the Biggest Loser contestants after they were off of the show and they were trying to go into maintenance mode, at the very end of the show, after the restrictive dieting and excessive exercise, they measured one of their hormones that deals with hunger. Those contestants had almost no leptin left. That's the hormone that regulates hunger. So what does that mean? It meant that they were ravenously hungry and they had these insatiable appetites. So it wasn't just because they had no willpower and couldn't stay on a diet. It was because their hormone levels were completely depleted and their body was saying, feed me, feed me, feed me, feed me. I'm in starvation mode, and they wanted to get back to where it was previously. That's what we call about homeostasis. Your body has this set point that it wants to go to. And so your body will fight you every step of the way when you have been restricting and starving it. Okay? And these hormones, I mean, this is real life here. This really does play a role in your ability to lose body fat and to regulate your hunger. Okay? So then let's look at another hormone that regulates metabolism, T3. Research has shown that just 4 days of restrictive dieting makes an impact on your T3 levels that regulate metabolism. I mean, this stuff is, it's unbelievable to me that we're still selling people these lies that this stuff is all about willpower, and we refuse to acknowledge these biological mechanisms that want to keep us healthy and vibrant. Okay, so when you're chronically dieting, you're disrupting all of these systems, and your body's going to fight you every step of the way to get back to homeostasis. So you're doing more harm than good when you go on these restrictive diets and you're chronically dieting and just going through that diet cycle. Okay, psychologically, you're hurting yourself as well, because you're never going to feel like you're never going to hit your target. I can speak for this because I was a chronic yo-yo dieter. Even when you get to your goal, it's still not going to be enough because you don't think you're enough. And we're going to get into this a little bit later on, but the chronic dieters, a lot of the time, it's not about the food. It really isn't. It's about something else. There's another reason why you're always restricting and then going off on the binge. So you may need to ask yourself some tough questions about that. And just to let you know, women who are chronic dieters are 75% more likely to suffer from depression. Chronic dieting is depressing because you're always locked into this cycle of failure. And again, I can speak about it because I've lived this cycle myself. It's always this, yay, I've lost weight. Oh, I've regained weight plus some. So you're always elated and defeated. And it's never enough because you don't think you're enough. So reason number 2 to give up dieting. You're doing more harm than good. You're doing harm to your hormonal systems, and you're doing harm to yourself mentally, emotionally, psychologically.